Good day, IPSJ students. So here we are in another lesson about robotics, the very fun thing that we're going to study this term, inshallah. So the last class we discussed about introduction to EV3 robotics kit. We were exploring the kit and we discussed that we have two objectives. To introduce the hardware parts and to introduce the programming blocks or the software parts. We were done basically with the hardware parts. I'm just going to go through it with you quickly so you will be reminded what did we do. So we studied about the main processor, which is the EV3 brick that we discussed. It has 8 ports, 4 alphabetical and 4 numerical to connect sensors and motors. And also we discussed 4 types of sensors: touch sensor, ultrasonic sensor, light sensor, and gyroscope sensor. We also discussed the 2 types of motors that we have: large motor and medium motor. We can't also connect all these important hardware or parts without the pins, the connectors, the gear, and the beams, the cables as well. So we discussed in details all of these hardware parts, and today we are going to discuss the software part. So basically, what is the software part? In week 2, we downloaded the EV3 Brick or Lego Mindstorm Education software on our devices. It doesn't matter what device you are using, we are all working on the same concept. So in this software you will find different programming blocks. A programming block will look like something like this. Okay, so this is a programming block, this is another programming block. So what does these programming blocks do? These are the basic instructions that are given to the hardware part to make them execute these instructions. In other words, we are asking the robot over here to move forward, and over here we are asking the robot to move backward. How does this happen? When we start any programming project, we will have this icon in front of us that will allow us to play or to execute all the instructions, and next to it you can add as many blocks as up to 16 programming blocks to achieve the instructions that you would like your robot to do. So this is a picture, or this is an image of a large motor. Large motor can be used to move the robot forward. If we use positive power, that will move clockwise and will make the robot move backward. If we use negative power, that will move counterclockwise. Okay, so basically, as we can see, this block will make the robot move forward, and this block will make the robot move backward. Simple, direct, and easy. We are going to discuss in details what are these items or what are these sections, but for now we're just going to go through the programming blocks so they will be familiar for your eyes and you will know more about these blocks. Moving on, we have a wait block. We have another block that is called a wait block. Basically, this is the icon that you will see for a waiting block, and the wait block makes your program wait. So it doesn't make your robot or your program stop, it makes it wait for something before continuing to the next block in the sequence. So we might ask the robot to wait for a few seconds before moving forward, or we might ask the robot to wait until the color sensor, for example, senses a different color. Okay, so these are 2 examples for the wait block, but remember that the wait block will allow the robot to wait and not to stop completely. The wait block does not make the robot stop, it will make it only wait. Moving on to the details of the programming block, of the wait block. So this is how the wait block is going to look like, and we have 2 options on that block to change. We have a mood selector and we have the input that we want to add. Okay, what we can use a mood selector for? To select from three options over here. Select to wait. This is the keyword. To wait for a certain amount of time, or to wait until sensor reach a certain value, okay? Or to wait until a sensor value change. Changing value of sensor, this is an example like changing the color from red to green, okay? And then the robot is going to continue moving. Okay, hope this is clear enough for everyone. You can pause this video at any time and repeat if anything is not clear for you, boys or girls. Please put next to you a notebook, a pencil, a pen, or on your device, use the note to write down all of your questions. So moving on, we have this programming block. So previously we had the block immediately connected to this part, and now we have these two parts. What does this mean? This means, in very simple explanation, one word: multitasking. Multitasking means you can run more than one set of tasks simultaneously. What does this mean? It means two or more set of instructions that are going to work at the same time. Okay? It's like eating and playing games, so you are multitasking. It is like listening to music and solving your homework. This is multitasking. It is like talking on the phone while you draw a very nice drawing. This is multitasking, okay? Moving on to another block. What if you want the program to repeat over and over and over again? What if we want our robot to move forward over and over again? We can use a block that is named loop block. Loop block means on continuous circle. This is a loop. Circle, circle, circle. So it's going to repeat itself all the time. So we are going to have our programming blocks, and we are going to place them inside the loop block, and that will allow the other blocks or instructions to repeat themselves over and over again without any need for the user or the robot to interfere. Okay? Moving on, we have something called a switch block. A switch block looks like this. Okay? So the switch block test shown here can decide which case to run based on the sensor data value. Okay, so this is case number 1, and this is case number 2. This one is called a case. Okay, so we have case number 1 and we have case number 2. This is another case. This is exactly like the opposite of multitasking, the one that we just discussed. So the switch block is going to choose one of these two cases to run them on the robot. One more time, the switch block will use or will choose one programming or one case from the cases we have over here to run them at the same time. So switch block is exactly the opposite of multitasking. Our checklist for today, we discussed already the parts of EV3 brick, programming blocks we just discussed in the class. I hope all the things that I just explained about programming blocks were clear. Please repeat this video if anything is not clear for you, and please do not hesitate to ask me any question or if any further explanation is needed. Now please go back to the class instructions on your Schoology course page and follow the next instruction after watching this video. I'm waiting for all of you to submit the assignment attached in Schoology course, and have a great day.